welcome. Let me move my computer. I'm going to start my Instagram live too. If you're watching on Instagram, let me just get that started. How's everybody doing? Nice to see you all. Can you all hear me? It looks like my microphone's working okay. Sorry. Just want to get my Instagram going. At the same time, how's everybody doing? Nice to see you. Please like the video on your way in. I'm doing my famous exes live. Hold on, sorry guys. Oh, hi Strange Fruit. How are you? Nice to see you. Let me just make sure this is accurate. Okay. Well, I got this turn. I need to turn this around. Oh Lord. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm about to start my live on Instagram. Oh Lord. Please bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. I had it all set up. My old apartment, I could just set it up and it's easier. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Should be on. Hi, everybody. I'm live. Hi. I should switch off. Sorry for the filter. I had to do it really quickly. I don't know if I like that filter. But anyways, I'm just going to start. I don't want to focus too much on it. Hi, Instagram. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Strange Fruit. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you guys. How's everybody doing? I was supposed to record videos. I've been almost like kind of overwhelmed. I don't know if you guys know this. I develop apps too, so I just started do websites and apps. Hi everybody on Instagram. Hi, welcome. Oh, thank you for the love. So I do that too. So it takes up a lot of my time. I'm doing this mentorship with Apple. So it's taking up a lot of my time, my energy. So I apologize for not being able to do videos today. I will record them on Thursday. In fact, just because of time and everything, I'm going to start recording my videos on Thursday and then I'll release them. I'll do, my lives on Sunday. Cool. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Hi, welcome. Strange Fruit, for the membership you're part of, I just added a bonus benefit, so check that out. I don't know if you saw the book club too. I started a book club under Tarot Weekly classes. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Let me know if you need help with the books. If you're watching on Instagram, I have 2 great memberships available on YouTube. So yeah, check that out. Okay, so I can't really look at the comments on Instagram. Sorry guys, but I'll try my best. I will look later because I've had things set up. I will work on the setup. I was just saying my last apartment, I could have things set up better than this one. But yeah, let me not go too much into everything. Let's get started with Famous Exes Live. Who should I start with? So on my slideshow, I had Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck first. So I guess I'll start with them. I'll write this down on YouTube. How's everybody's weekend? Is everybody ready to go back to work? If you have a regular 9 to 5. Okay, so Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck. So I've done a few videos on them on my YouTube channel. And it's funny that all this J-Lo stuff is coming out because I feel like, you know, she's in a lot of trouble. Hi, welcome on Instagram. Hi, everybody. Welcome. But I feel like, doesn't anybody notice? I feel like Ben Affleck looks very miserable. And I don't remember him looking this miserable before. Does anybody, what do you guys think? I don't remember him being this miserable. But he looks very, very miserable. Poor thing. So let's pull his energy. Let's pull Jennifer Garner's energy. I must say, I really like the way, you know, I feel like it's very interesting that he married both of them, the 2 of his wives. Because one, I think, is like America's sweetheart. The other is like the complete opposite of that, but everybody hates her and so forth. Check out my Jennifer Lopez videos on YouTube if you're watching on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, I have them up. I do have a playlist, I believe, of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. And I did say that I didn't meet her, but I know people that have met her and have worked for her, but horror stories. And when I would tell people that I would hear these horror stories, I used to be such a big J-Lo fan. Not that I really believe in fandom, because since I was a kid, have known famous people, grown up with famous people, so I've known that they have like two lives, two sides. So I've never really been like a fan, but I really appreciate her hard work ethic and her perseverance. She's a very strong person, and I really, really like that. So I never really fell into that. The person can do no wrong if they're famous. So when I would hear these stories, I believed them because they came from people that I knew, and I know that they wouldn't lie. And also, I just feel like it was just true, I just felt like it was true. So I tell people, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, that's being a hater," and I was like, "What does that have to do with being a hater? Like, if there were anybody, Jennifer Lopez has many things going for her. She's not a great singer. As a singer, if there were anybody that I'm jealous of, it would be Mariah Carey, somebody like that, Christina Aguilera. Why would I hate on them? I don't want to be like them, so I don't believe in that." On YouTube, Strange Fruit says, "I love the new book club book. Yay, highly recommend it." Oh, thank you so much. Such a positive, uplifting community. Thank you, Strange Fruit. I'm really grateful for you and for all the other members. I always say this, I started my YouTube channel almost 2 years ago. Crazy. When I lived in LA, I used to do it on Instagram. Those of you watching Instagram, I used to do it on Instagram. And somebody messaged me and they were like, "You know what? I really like your videos. Why don't you start a YouTube channel?" I was like, "Yeah, but YouTube, I don't know about YouTube. Doesn't really like me like that." But it's so fun, and you get to look at your analytics. And I've been on Instagram a lot. I have, thankfully, a lot of Instagram followers because I used to be a writer and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people know me for that. I used to write for Popular Magazine. But I started it, and it's been really fun to, create a community of loving, kind, like she said, positive, uplifting community that all of you that are part of it contribute to. So I'm very grateful. Okay, so let me go back to this. Thank you for Strange Fruit. So yeah, I just feel like, does anybody else think that Ben Affleck looks miserable? I feel like he looks so miserable. I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna move my camera on Instagram. It's a bit focused too much on me. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like he just looks very miserable. I don't know if you guys can see that, but anyways, I wish him well. And let's get into the reading. So I'm using Crystal Magic Tarot. I love this tarot deck. I got it on I got it on Amazon for like $23. I believe that she's British, because the publishing house is British that I looked up on. It's great. I love it. Not that it matters that she's British. I just felt like adding that to the point. Okay, so let's get into the energy of Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck. They're both fire signs, which I find very interesting. She's a sun in Aries, he's a sun in Leo. And I just think she has this very sweetness about her, you never really hear horror stories from people that I know that have met her. I always hear great things. Not that hearsay matters, but how people treat their fans is very important to me. I met Cameron Diaz. Like I said, I never wanted this fandom thing, but I met Cameron Diaz. I used to be manager of a restaurant in Tribeca, and I met her, and I was the manager. I think because I was very young at the time, and I have a young face. I think she thought I was like a host. Not that you should treat a host badly, but she was like, "Can I speak to the manager?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm actually the manager." She was like, just so rude, Her server was trying to help her, and that's when she got up and was like, she asked to speak to me twice. She kept coming up to me and asking for certain things to be done a certain way. It was a lot, And after that, I think I've watched most of Cameron Diaz's movies. I stopped watching her movies. I just couldn't relive how rude she was to me. So it's just important that people treat their fans well. Okay, so let's get into this Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck energy. What happened before? We're going to do past, present, and future. Okay, so I pulled the cards. Interesting, very interesting. And I'm also going to pull general energy too. So let's start with the past. So I get 7 of coins. In this deck, coins is pentacles in the traditional Raider white. If you're familiar with that. Also, I just want to quickly talk about this in the membership. After that, I'll stop talking about memberships because I know it's annoying. People are trying to hi, welcome, when people are trying to push memberships. But I go through different tarot decks, how to shuffle, so forth and so forth. So check it out on YouTube. So 7 of coins is often about stability, and I think he married Jennifer to have a sense of stability. You know, he is Sun and Leo, and I feel like Sun and Leos can be very passionate people. If you look at his past relationships, the only one that's really famous is with him and Jennifer Lopez. And if you look at it, the relationship, it seemed very publicity driven. You know, I don't know if you guys can see that or you agree with that, but it seemed very publicity driven. And I feel like a lot of their relationship was very press driven, very documented, even still, but back then. And you juxtapose that with Jennifer Garner right now, or when they were married, and she seemed very quiet, very poised, not really into the gossip, into not necessarily gossip, like the press and stuff like that. So I definitely see him choosing her for stability, big time. Hi, Brianne. How are you? Nice to see you. Sorry, I just exited out the live by accident. Let me add the video file back again. Okay, so he wanted stability, and it seems like she gave him that for a certain amount of time, and he seems to me like the kind of person that he's a taker, you know, and it's unfortunate because I see that a lot in the masculine energy. Sometimes masculine energy, whether it can be a man or male or female, can be very taker, you know. And I dated a suddenly a long time ago when I was in high school. It was a great relationship. We were kids, you know, so it didn't really escalate to anything bad. But as an adult, I dated another Leo, and I usually love Leos. Sun Leos, I get along very, very well with Sun Leos. A lot of the people close to me are Sun Leos, and we have great relationships. You know, we can be honest with each other. I can only really be close to people that I can be honest with, and they can be honest with me. I don't like, I don't know. I just feel like you can't hold your friends and your people around you accountable. What's the point, you know? And vice versa. I like to be held accountable too. But when I dated this Sun and Leo, I felt like, I don't know, it was just it was a lot of control, and we kind of triggered each other. I'm a Sun Aquarius, so he's my opposite sign. But it was not good at all. But he did have other things in his chart, so he did a lot of water in his chart. And I'm not blaming him, I just think we're very incompatible. But it made me think, oh my gosh, do I want to date another Sun and Leo? It's very, very eye-opening. So that's some of the energy I see with him. You know, I think he's looking for stability outside of himself, but he's not willing to be the stability inside. And that's where it starts. You know, everything starts with us. We can't be for others unless we are for ourselves. So let's move to the present, the Hanged Man. And the hangman is often about distancing and getting rid of, somebody feeling isolated. I think she filed for divorce. I haven't looked at it um, on the press or like any releases or any articles. But I see here that she was the one that was like, this relationship is not working for me. I think, like I said before, he has a lot of taker energy. And I think he took a lot of her energy. And it's, if you are somebody like Jennifer Garner, I can tell she's the kind of person that brings light to people. She's very light, very giving, very, that positive energy. When you are that kind of person, it's very difficult to be in sustainable relationships because some people feel like they can just take and take and take. And you're like, okay, I'll just give, I'll just give, I'll just give. I haven't always been that person in relationships, but sometimes when I have, I felt like, oh my gosh, this person is taking so much of my energy, and there's like no escape, unless you have to break up with them, unfortunately, because they don't really listen. They don't really know otherwise, and it's about setting boundaries on her end. So with the future being Nine of Swords, I see them, and I think Jennifer Lopez might be at the roots of this. I see them not really necessarily getting along, unfortunately. And being, I see, this is the thing about men like Ben Affleck. I feel like he uses diva types like Jennifer Lopez to express how he really feels. I also heard this thing about her taking back tips, Jennifer Lopez. I don't know if you guys think that's true. Do you think it's true? I haven't personally heard stories like that, but I did hear a story about it when I was looking at Sloan on YouTube. It's like, that's kind of weird. Who would take tips back? That's so tacky. But anyways, that's what is alleged. I don't go by hearsay, but people's voices, especially service workers, voices are very important. Um, One of my jobs, I work in service. I think everybody really does work in service. So it's really, I don't like that. I don't like this takes back tips. But anyways, so yeah, I see him speaking through J Lo about, like, I know those kind of dynamics. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. But when you have somebody, when you want to be the bad guy, but you get somebody else to do it for you, that's the dynamic I see of them. And he's going to get J Lo to express to Jennifer Garner something about the situation where they live. I don't think he wants to live in California. He wants to like push living somewhere else, but use J Lo as a route to get what he wants. Yeah. So that's what I have for you guys. Does anybody have any questions before I move on? It's been very interesting watching everything unfold. I have my spindrift. I opened 3 today and I found 3 different spindrifts in my room, which is not good. Okay, so let's move on. Unless anybody has anything to say. The next couple is Taylor Swift and Joe, Alwyn. I'm gonna write it down really quickly. Okay, so hi everybody is joining on Instagram. I see some of you are joining. And on YouTube. The thing about Instagram, it shows me people that are joining. YouTube, it's just like the count number. And I don't think the count number is correct on YouTube, but anyways, because I see it fluctuating a ton. But anyways, welcome and hope you enjoy the live. If you are enjoying it, please like. If you aren't subscribed, you don't follow me, please subscribe, follow, and so forth. Strange Fruit on YouTube says, have you listened to Taylor's new album? I have not. I listened to some of it. The reason I haven't is because I've been very busy this weekend. Like I said, I'm working on an app, website, and I just have a lot going on. But I heard 3 songs. I heard the Thank You, Amy. I listened to it when I got home last night. The one about allegedly Kim Kardashian, and I can relate a lot. In fact, I don't want to make this about myself, but I feel like I relate a lot to Taylor Swift music. I say this all the time. We're the same age. I feel like I have a very dreamy spirit, like she does. um, some of my relationships have been a lot like hers, but that's why when she writes lyrics, I'm like, whoa, that's me. But I recently realized, during COVID, I realized that I had two high school bullies that I felt like had a hold over me. Even though I was in my 30s, I would see, because we have friends in common, and I would just remember like things that they put me through. And so I wrote both of them letters, and I expressed how I felt. I wasn't mean about it, but I just expressed, I strongly felt like you were mean to me. And one of these bullies, I can relate so much to the song because one of them is how I felt about is how this song, um, how I felt, and the song brought back memories of that. And one of these high school bullies, we used to be very good friends, and she would just very like had very dominating energy, and I would always want her approval, and I would seek her approval so much. I remember she came to New York because I used to live in New York after I moved back to New York after high school. She came to New York, and I was just like so seeking her approval, and I had to realize that. I was like, what does she have over me, And it's not her fault. She was mean to me, but me constantly seeking her approval was my fault. And I had to admit that about myself. Not necessarily fault, but something that I needed to work on. So that song brought back memories of that situation. I don't know if it brought back any memories for you guys listening to that, or you could relate. But yes, I have listened to 3 songs. I want to listen to lots of it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't really consider myself a Swiftie. I love Taylor Swift music. I always have, like I said. I'm the same age as her. I feel like I've grown up with her. Especially 1989. I love 1989. I love Delicate. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. But I'm not feeling even Midnights. Midnights is one of my, I think my Midnights 1989 are my 2 favorite Taylor Swift albums. But this one I'm not feeling. I don't know why. I'm just not feeling it. I don't know how you guys feel. But it sounds kind of bland. I'm going to be honest again, because that's the only way I have to be. It sounds very bland. It sounds like leftover music from Midnight. It didn't make it, And every song that I've heard sounds the same. I need to give it a proper listen, but it's not really inviting to me. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you watched it? Excuse me, have you listened to it? What do you think? Hi, Bobby on YouTube. Bobby Doll on YouTube says, hi, Hallie. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Bobby, I thought you were a member. Or I think you have another name that you're a member on, right? That's what I remember you being. I remember being a member. Anyways, so let's get into this Taylor Swift and Joel Alwyn. I did say that I feel like some of the songs are going to be about him. Some people are like, oh, it's about Matt Healy. I actually wanted to do, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I said in my last live, I want to do a listen, like an energy, not necessarily a listen party, but go over the lyrics like I did with Harry Styles. I used to do that a lot before, and Zayn Malik and a lot of that. I started doing them with Zayn Malik, but then people really got nasty, so I stopped doing them because like, I don't do this. Honestly, for YouTube, I don't do it for money. I love doing it because I have other ways of making income. So I just like doing it, and I don't ever want to get to the point where I have negative fandom of someone. And it was getting like that with Zayn. I am, but things go. Oh, okay, yeah, because I remember being a member. Thank you for being a member, by the way. I'm always grateful. So back to Taylor Swift and Joel Alwyn. I did, if you have watched on YouTube, there are many videos of them. So I'm not going to do past, present, future, but I'm going to draw some energies and I'm going to talk about their future and so forth. Because I feel like, You know, I've said this before. Sometimes Sun and Pisces can be kind of sneaky, and I think he might be controlling her, not doing songs about him. I think he might have reached out to her and be like, you know what, don't do songs about me. It won't be nice for you in like a sneaky way. I just get that vibe. You guys get that too, but I don't know. He's very handsome, Joel, I must say. Okay, so let's see. Present energy. Okay, judgment. So freedom. And I think some of what she released gave her freedom. I do feel like more of the songs, I don't know, I haven't heard it, but the energy that I get here is that she feels free. That some kind of truth is freedom, you know? Especially as a songwriter. Some kind of truth about the situation has given her freedom. And because of that, I really feel like more songs are about Joe than are about Matt Healy. I just get that vibe. You know, people can say otherwise. Somebody wrote to me that it's more about Matt. She left him. I really want to do a lyrical breakdown. I only want to do it though if we don't get too heated. People get heated in the comments, and there was like fights breaking out last time. So that's why I stopped doing them. But I'll definitely do it if people are kind to each other and respectful. You know, we don't have to get along, but we do have to be respectful. Or just we don't have to agree too. We can disagree, but in a respectful manner. So I do think more songs, and I'm going to get into it. I might do it next week, but I'll think about it. I will do it at some point. Okay, so the future energy, and I'm using the lightest tarot for this. Future energy, future energy, future energy between Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. Two Pentacles. So I see him. He has been avoiding riding the coattails of being Taylor Swift's boyfriend. And I think that's why we haven't really heard about him in anything. I mean, he is an actor, but you don't really hear him being a working actor as big a name as he could have been. And I actually do really appreciate that about him. But that's about to change. That's about to change. He's going to start to get offered movie roles, stuff like that. And now he's going to use it as his advantage. Before he didn't, but that's going to shift. I wonder how old he is. Is he our age too? 1989. But does anybody know how old Joe Alwyn is? Anybody on Instagram, YouTube? No? Anyways. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see that. Okay. Before I move on, does anybody else have anything to say? Before I move on to the final. Okay, Strange Fruit says, some people think Joe was unfaithful. Yes, I do think he was. I've said this before, right? I've said my last, okay, I want to just do a synopsis of my last reading I did on her career. I said the album was about Joe, and I said that he had this way, and this is the shadow side of Sun and Pisces. And I'm only going to talk about myself, if it relates to the person I'm talking about. Now, I dated the Sun of Pisces, okay? And he kind of started messy, I won't even lie. But we were friends for a very long time. And there was just always, even though we were friends, we always knew that we had wanted each other. We were both in relationships when we met, so we couldn't be together and so forth and so forth. But when we did start to date, we dated twice on and off. Once, the first time very lightly, the second time very seriously. And I always got this energy that he was trying to control me, you know? And I always, because he acted like such a gentleman, such a martyr, he had a very good way of like lying to me through actions, you know, when we were together. But people would tell me stories because initially the first time we met, we worked together. People would tell me that he wasn't very nice, and I found I was like, that's so weird because he's so kind to me. And they told me that he's rude, and I was like, they would tell me personal stories. And then after a long time of knowing him, I got to see that he was actually very manipulative, which is the shadow side of Pisces. And Joe Alwyn is a Pisces. And I mentioned this because I spoke about this in the video that I did of Taylor Swift, that I feel like Joe has that similar energy where he can come across as like being very gentlemanly and caring, but he has another side to him that is very sneaky and very controlling, and it's up to no good. So I wouldn't be surprised. And I did say I think that there's somebody else in the picture. Go back and watch my videos. If you're watching on Instagram, please check out my YouTube and watch the videos I did of them. When they were breaking up, after they broke up, the many, I said that there was another woman in the picture. I definitely said that. And I said that, yeah, I felt it. I felt it very strongly. I feel like he has two sides to him, which is the two fish. You know, in astrology, Pisces is the two fish, and that's what a lot of Pisces have to make peace with. But they have a dark side. In fact, this same the same Pisces that I dated would tell me that the most serial killers are Pisces, and I was like, oh my gosh, what a thing to be proud of. Okay, Bobby Dot, I will be in Lakeland, Florida next week visiting. Oh, you will be? When? Please let me know when. I'd love to meet up with you. I live in Miami, Florida. Lakeland is quite far from me. But if you're close, I'd love to meet up with you. If I have time, because I'm very, very busy right now. Okay, so but I hope you have fun. Florida's great. I love Florida. It's one of the best. In fact, where I live, I'm so happy with where I live. I couldn't be happier. I love Florida. Miami, sometimes people can annoy me here. But just because I feel like I'm used to New York, and New York is a very fast paced, you know. Sometimes I tell people certain things and I forget that people, same thing used to happen to me in LA. In New York, people are very mentally sharp as a whole, culturally. In New York, people are very mentally sharp. So every other place I've lived in, I'm like, get it together. Why are you so slow? I have to focus on my patience. I have to really work on my patience and not get annoyed with people for not, especially in work situations. Yes, please. I would love to hear. Okay, so let's move on to the last couple before I end this. Oh my gosh, it's almost been an hour. Crazy. Thank you everybody for joining. The last couple is Selena and Justin. Now, I feel like I've always said this, that I strongly believe that they will end up in some formal manner being in each other's lives again. And I did say this before, if you guys remember, but I did say this before. I'm going to use the good tarot for this. This deck actually has a very special place in my heart. I talk about that. I don't know if Strange Fruit, I don't know if you saw that, because I spoke about it in one of the memberships. But I did explain that, why it does. But I've done many videos of Selena and Justin. Actually, that was my first one that got the most views. Selena and Justin Bieber. And I said that I strongly believe she's going to help him in some way in the future. I was accurate because he needed her to do some kind of testimony. I don't know the full story, but he did need her to be a part of a trial he was in. So let's see present or the future. I strongly believe that they have a very they hold significance in one another's lives. And I don't think it's one of those things that will ever really be over, you know? There's just that ex, there's always that ex you have that you're like, I don't know if I have an ex like that. Actually, I used to, but I got over that situation. But there's always that ex that you're like, you know what, this person is like so good for me. You always go back to them. It's like back and forth, like magnets, you know? Okay. Okie dokie. So I first get 10 of air. In this deck, air is swords, so lots of thinking. I've done many videos on Hailey and Justin Bieber. I strongly believe that their relationship is almost over. It doesn't mean that you have to be rude to them. I feel like when people are rude to Hailey Bieber, I don't really like it, even though I don't like her energy. I think there's something very sinister about her energy. I do think, and I've done videos about this too, I've done lives about it, so if you want to check it out, check it out. But I think she's into some kind of darkness, witchcraft, that kind of stuff that has deceived Justin. So check that out. But I see here that she will always have a place in his heart, you know? Um, Always. And I think sometimes he wants to reach out to her to text, especially when he goes through a bad situation. I think when they were together before, he helped her a lot. She helped him a lot, excuse me, and vice versa. But mostly she helped him. And because of that, sometimes he's like, okay, I'm going through this. I want to call her, but I'm married, you know? So he doesn't. But I do think he thinks about her a lot, which is normal. That was his first real love. Um, yeah, it's normal. So with the future, being 3 of air, I see very strongly here. She's going to be in a relationship. I see him being single very soon, and she's going to be in a relationship. I think the relationship with Benny is going to get serious. But I need to do an update about them soon. Would anybody like to see an update of Benny and her? What's his name? Benny Blanco. But I see something. Her getting serious. I see them that relationship getting serious. Him getting nervous that she'll leave his life for good, and then reaching out. I see that very strongly. Always happens like that. Always happens like that. Where it just does. So yeah, that's what I see happening, and I wish them both the best. You know, I think the kind of relationship they have, I think they have a lot of trauma bonding, because they were in the industry young together. They saw lots of things. You know, they relied on one another, and I think because of that trauma bond, they created this inseparability, this codependency that nobody else can relate to, and that's why they always go back together. So, yeah. Does anybody have any questions before I end this live? It's almost been an hour. I do have some videos, like I said in the beginning of the video. I don't think I said this on Instagram, but I am going to start recording. On Thursday, I'll record my videos. I'll edit them. But I did promise to come live because I haven't been live in 2 weeks. And I feel bad that I couldn't come live last week, but I have a lot on my plate right now. And I just wanted to say hi and offer you the famous exes that I've been doing for quite some time now, and they've been going so well. They're so fun. So if you want me to continue them, Strange Fruits is definitely an update. Yes, on Selena and Benny very soon, very soon. I just wanted to come into this live very quickly, and yeah, I love you all. I'm so grateful. I'd like to end the live on Instagram first, so thank you everybody. Wait, hold on, let me switch this around. It's so difficult. Instagram is so difficult to do. I tried to do both of them at once. Oh, Bobby doll, you are the sweetest. Thank you so much for your super chat. I am very grateful. Thank you. Anything at all. And you've always been so. Oh, I love you too. Thank you. Mwah. You've always been so generous with me, and I'm very grateful. You know, means a lot to me. Even everybody just showing up, you know, means very much a lot to me. So thank you, Bobby doll. Thank you, Strange Food, for being a member. Thank you, everybody who joined. So I'm gonna end this live. on Instagram. Oh, then I'll end it. Then I'll end it on YouTube. So thank you guys. I'm so grateful for you all. I love you all. Take care.